I work as the head of the Department for Oncology Services at Fortis Group of Hospitals in Bangalore. And this is an excellent opportunity for me to discuss all the things we are doing in various fields of oncology, hematology, surgical oncology, radiation oncology, pediatrics, and in fact, benign hematology, including bone marrow transplants and CAR T cell therapy. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. I am coming Kamal YouTube channel. I put this interview for you, cancer specialist. Your introduction.
Uh, I'm I'm Dr. Neeti Krishna Raizana. I'm the Principal Director of Medical Oncology and Hemato-Oncology at Fortis Group of Hospitals in Bangalore. And I work in a team with all subspecialists, including medical oncology, surgical oncology, radiation oncology, childhood cancers, pediatric hematology oncology, benign hematologist, and of course, all allied specialties like onco-nutrition, psycho-oncology. So we have a big comprehensive team which deals with all specialties.
Doctor, ma'am, what are the treatment option for cancer treatment till currently?
So, see, first thing is lot has changed in terms of treatment option. But when we larger treatment options, they can be surgically treated. Cancers can be surgically treated. They can be treated with medicines known as chemotherapies, immunotherapies, biologic therapies, hormonal therapies, or they can be treated with radiation. These are the common type of treatments, but they are newer treatment modalities. That's why it's now changed to known as precision oncology. So you tailor make or precisely make treatment for one individual and make custom made treatment for that person. There are newer type of treatment modalities like dendritic cell vaccines, CAR T cell therapy, and also theranostics. Means you do a scan, you find out where is the problem, and you do directed therapy because we know a radio tag molecule which works exactly at that point. See, cancer is a big disease to manage. So any treatment option comes with small risk. There are some side effects. There are side effects which can happen temporarily, but most of it is manageable. And when we look at the treatment, we always decide what is the risk and what is the benefit and why you're treating the patient. So if you're treating the patient with not a curative intent, then you want him to be comfortable. The quality of life cannot be compromised. Whereas once you're treating a patient with a curative intent, then there can be small time side effects, maybe 3 4 months where the patient does not have hair, may have nausea, altered taste, some loss of weight, but in the longer run patient may actually be cured of the cancer. So, sir, the bottom line is you should start the treatment of cancer the day you have diagnosed. So, how do we diagnose? We have some suspicious symptoms. We may ask for a scan. Then, based on the scan report, we may ask for a biopsy wherever it is required, otherwise, tumor markers. And then, once we have a plan ready, then if we know that biopsy is suggestive of this subtype of cancer, we may want to stage the cancer, whether stage 1, 2, 3, 4, or if it is leukemia, then it is standard risk, it's high risk. Then based on that, there's a treatment plan. And as soon as these things are there, we should start treatment. So important concept is not to delay even a single day of treatment when it can be offered. See, so the common side effect depends on what is the treatment modality we are using. So largely there are two type of treatment modalities. It could be local treatment, and local could be either radiation or surgery. And then it could be systemic therapy, which goes to all the parts of the body. So when you give systemic therapy, it could be chemotherapy, it could be hormones, it could be biologic therapy, which are targeted drugs, or it could be immunotherapy. And every treatment comes with specific side effects. So when we talk about local therapy like radiation, there can be local radiation reaction. The organs in that area may be affected in a certain way. And when we are talking about systemic therapy like chemotherapies, biologic and immunotherapies, there may be some systemic side effects. Most of them, as I said, are temporary side effects. So you may have temporary hair fall, but it may come back. You may have some altered taste. Sometimes certain organ monitoring is required, like liver function test monitoring, renal kidney function test monitoring, and of course, cardiac function monitoring. We also look at lung function monitoring in certain cases. So, based on what are the medicines we are giving, what are the treatment modalities we are giving, we try to monitor those organs. So I would think that cancer research is evolving every single minute, not single day. Every single minute, there's new research added up. Lot of information is there, but how we integrate this information, how we actually put it together and make it more usable for the patient is going to be the challenge in the next some time. And lot has changed because of artificial intelligence, because of machine learning. Now we analyze this data very well. Good data analytics has happened, good incorporation of artificial intelligence to make this information more productive, but there are challenging information which we need to find out how will it impact the patient, which requires larger studies. So when we have an information, we need to give on a certain number of patients to see whether it will work or not, which requires exposure to certain years. It's not like you can just start it and find out in the next several months. You actually have to continue that treatment for several years to find out how they will impact. So the next challenge is going to be change dynamics of treatment is completely changed. How we incorporate it in our practice so that we make it more fruitful.